Have you ever started your morning feeling a little foggy, like your brain just isn't firing on all cylinders anymore? Maybe the coffee kicks in eventually, but that sharpness you once had, it feels like it's taken a little vacation. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. A lot of folks over 70 start to notice small changes in how quickly they think, remember things, or stay focused. But here's the good news: your brain is still full of potential. And with a few simple changes to how you start your day, you can keep it young, alert, and ready for anything. Our minds need just as much care as our bodies, especially as we age. In fact, those first few hours after waking up can make a world of difference for how sharp and energetic you feel all day long. And no, I'm not talking about doing crossword puzzles or learning a new language before breakfast, though those things can help too. I'm talking about easy, doable routines you can build right into your morning, starting tomorrow, to give your brain the best possible head start. So today we're going to talk about 5 morning habits that can help keep your mind young, sharp, and full of life, even after 70. And don't worry, these aren't big changes. They're small shifts, but they make a huge impact over time. Let's ease into the first one together. Let me ask you this: how do you usually wake up? Is it to a blaring alarm? Maybe the sunlight creeping through the curtains? Or do you wake up already feeling a bit stiff or groggy? However your day begins, the very first thing you do can either invite your brain to wake up gently or jolt it into stress. That's why one of the best things you can do for your mind is to start your morning without rushing. That's right. Slow mornings are brain-friendly mornings. Instead of reaching for your phone or jumping out of bed too quickly, try taking a moment just to breathe. Sit at the edge of your bed, stretch your arms, roll your shoulders, feel your feet touch the ground. This little moment of stillness gives your brain time to catch up with your body. It signals that it's time to wake up, but without panic or pressure. Even just 2 or 3 minutes of quiet, intentional movement can make a big difference. Think of it like letting a car engine warm up on a cold morning. You don't slam the gas pedal the second you turn the key. You let it ease into motion. And your brain, it loves that kind of gentle start. Now, once you're up and moving, it's time to hydrate. And I know we hear all the time how important water is, but here's the part most people don't realize. Your brain is especially sensitive to dehydration in the morning. After 7 or 8 hours of sleep, your body and your brain are thirsty, and even mild dehydration can make it harder to concentrate, remember things, or stay alert. So before that cup of coffee, yes, even before breakfast, try drinking a full glass of water. Add a slice of lemon if you like, or keep it simple, just room temperature water. You'll be surprised how much clearer your thinking becomes, even after just a week of doing this. Many people say they feel less sluggish, less forgetful, and more focused, just from this one small habit. And if you're someone who takes medication in the morning, drinking water first can also help your stomach handle it better and get your body ready for food. It's such an easy win, and your brain will thank you for it. Now let's talk about the kind of movement that really wakes up your brain, not just your muscles. You don't have to go for a jog or do a full workout, but a short walk, some light stretches, even a few minutes of gentle yoga or tai chi can work wonders. The key here is getting your blood flowing, especially to the brain. Physical movement increases circulation, which brings more oxygen and nutrients to the areas of the brain that control memory, attention, and mood. Even better, if you can get outside, that's a double boost. Natural light helps reset your body's internal clock, improves your sleep-wake cycle, and lifts your mood. And being in nature, even just your backyard or a nearby park, reduces stress hormones that can cloud your thinking. Picture this: you step outside, the air is cool and fresh, birds are chirping, and your body is waking up with every step. You don't have to walk far, just around the block or even down the driveway and back. It's not about the distance, it's about telling your brain, we're awake now and we're ready for the day. And don't worry if the weather's bad or you're not up for walking. Even moving around the house while listening to some calming music can get those brain-boosting benefits. The important thing is to move your body in a way that feels good and gets your heart beating just a little faster than resting. That's enough to clear out the cobwebs and spark some mental energy. So With a slower, more mindful start to the day, a tall glass of water to rehydrate, and a bit of movement to get your blood flowing, you're already giving your brain a huge advantage. These simple habits don't just help you feel better in the moment, they actually support long-term brain health, helping to protect memory and focus as you age. And if you're thinking, well, I haven't been doing any of this, is it too late to start? The answer is a loud, smiling no. Your brain is always ready for a little TLC, and it doesn't need perfection. It just needs consistency. A little each day goes a long, long way. Now that we've got your morning off to a gentle, energized start, let's take it a step further and talk about something just as important: what you feed your brain next. And when it comes to fueling your brain for the rest of the day, nothing plays a bigger role than breakfast. Now, you've probably heard it 1,000 times. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. But what most people don't talk about is what kind of breakfast truly supports brain health, especially after 70. As we age, our blood sugar regulation tends to slow down a bit. So if you start your day with something sugary or processed, like white bread, pastries, or sweetened cereals, you might feel a quick burst of energy, but it doesn't last. Your energy crashes, your focus fades, and that mental fog starts to roll in before lunch even shows up. But here's the bright side. A breakfast that's rich in brain-loving nutrients can completely turn that around. Think of foods that give you steady, lasting energy without spiking your blood sugar. A couple of scrambled eggs with some avocado, or a bowl of oatmeal topped with walnuts and blueberries. Those are the kinds of meals that keep your mind clear and your energy steady. Eggs, for example, are packed with choline, a nutrient that supports memory and brain function. Avocados are full of healthy fats that help keep your brain cells flexible and strong. And those blueberries? They're like tiny little brain boosters, rich in antioxidants that help protect your memory and even improve communication between brain cells. Even a small change, like swapping white toast for whole grain or adding a spoonful of nut butter to your breakfast, can make a big difference over time. The goal isn't to create a perfect breakfast every day, but to move toward one that supports your brain rather than drains it. And while we're talking about nourishing the brain, let's not forget something equally powerful: mental stimulation. And no, I don't mean doing a crossword puzzle at 6 a.m., unless you really love that. I mean giving your brain something interesting to wake up to. Here's the thing. Your brain craves novelty. It wants to learn, to engage, to be curious. And the morning is actually a great time to feed that need. So after your gentle wake up and a healthy breakfast, try setting aside 10 or 15 minutes for something that gives your brain a little stretch. Maybe it's listening to a podcast on a topic you're curious about, or reading a few pages of a book that makes you think. It could even be as simple as journaling, writing down a few thoughts, a memory, or something you're grateful for. That kind of reflection isn't just good for your mood. It actually helps build neural connections that keep your brain flexible and engaged. And don't underestimate the power of conversation. If you live with someone, chatting over breakfast, really talking, not just going through the motions, can light up parts of your brain in ways no solo activity can. If you live alone, calling a friend in the morning, even just to say hello, can be just as powerful. Our brains are wired for connection, and staying socially engaged is one of the best ways to prevent cognitive decline. You see, it's not about doing anything extraordinary. It's about weaving in small habits that wake up your body, nourish your brain, and give it something to chew on. Not just food, but ideas, stories, and connection. By now, your morning is already starting to look and feel very different. You've slowed down, you've hydrated, you've moved your body, you've had a breakfast that supports your mind, and you've given your brain something new to explore. That's already a powerful routine, and we're not even halfway through the list. Let's keep going. Because one more simple, often overlooked habit can truly set the tone for how your brain performs, not just today, but in the weeks and years ahead. And as we tie everything together, there's one final habit that truly brings all the others into balance. It's not flashy, it's not loud, but it might be the most important one of all. Giving yourself a moment of quiet. Now, in a world that feels like it's always buzzing, phones, news, TV, endless to-do lists, It might seem strange to say that doing nothing, even for just a few minutes, can sharpen your mind. But that quiet space, it's where your brain gets to breathe. After 70, your mind holds a lifetime of memories, stories, and emotions. And just like a bookshelf full of beautiful old books, it needs occasional dusting off, a pause, a stillness. Not to erase anything, but to give the brain a moment to rest, reflect, and organize. Some people find that peace through a short meditation, just sitting with their eyes closed, breathing gently. Others enjoy sitting by the window with a cup of tea, watching the sky change colors. It could even be standing in your garden, listening to the birds. The form doesn't matter. What matters is that you're allowing your mind to slow down and just be. In these moments, your brain switches from active doing mode into a quieter, more restful state where healing happens. Thoughts settle, stress hormones lower, and memory systems have a chance to reset. It's like a warm bath for your nervous system. And even 5 minutes a day can make a noticeable difference. The beautiful thing is that you don't need to know how to meditate or do anything fancy. You just need to be present. Let the world go on spinning for a little while without you, and give yourself permission to be still. That's not laziness. It's a gift to your brain. You've done so much in your life. You've built, cared, created, endured. You've solved problems, supported others, and shown up day after day. You deserve moments of peace, and not just to recover, but to recharge. Because a rested mind is a sharper mind. And a sharper mind means more joy, more clarity, more freedom to live the way you want. So when you wake up tomorrow morning, I hope you'll remember this. Your brain is still growing. It's still listening, still capable of change. And by giving it just a little bit of care each morning, you're opening the door to clearer thoughts, better focus, and more days filled with meaning. Start with what feels easy. 1 glass of water, 1 stretch, 1 real breakfast, 1 quiet breath. You don't have to do it all perfectly. You just have to begin. Because it's never too late to feel better. It's never too late to support your brain. And it's certainly never too late to live your mornings and your life with purpose. I'd love to hear what your mornings look like. Do you already practice some of these habits? Are there other routines that help you feel sharp and steady through the day? Let me know in the comments. I read everyone, and your stories often inspire others more than you know. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps us reach more people. And if you'd like more simple, encouraging tips to stay healthy and independent after 60, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. Thank you for spending this time with me today. I hope your next morning feels a little more grounded, a little more peaceful, and that your mind feels just a bit younger, brighter, and more alive. Here's to living well, thinking clearly, and embracing each new morning with joy, no matter your age.